So I grew up in northeast Mississippi, a little town called Walnut, Mississippi. Grew up really poor. I've been drinking and doing dope and all that kind of stuff forever, and gonna die young and all that old stuff. Knew I was gonna always go to prison someday and make a name for myself, and that was who I was, you know.
I always like to identify myself in Mississippi as a Yankee. I'm from Massachusetts. We value a testimony that can be very much black and white, but mine tends to be a little bit more what I avoided. But I have known Jesus since I was a child.
Really, at this point in my life, I was really broken, and I say that, and like it wasn't one of the jail time prayers where, Lord, you help me, and I won't do it no more until you let me out. You know, it wasn't that kind of thing, right? He really surrounded me with people that were really Jesus-centered, you know, and was really teaching me what it really meant to be a follower of Christ, you know. 2.5 years later, I walked out of the prison system, and I become part of a ministry. It's called Wingard Ministry, really awesome ministry. And in that 2 years, I met Alex.
What I liked and saw in Willie was a transformed man who was fully surrendered to the Lord and was going in the same direction I was going. Having lived here now downtown in the Farish district for over 6 years, we both knew that we were called to a life of ministry.
That was the start of something different.
We both
right?
agreed we didn't want the white picket fence life. And I
No.
think for Willie that was more literal than for me. I think it was more figurative. You know, after living here in this community, we both have been developing relationships with people and specifically children. Just these 4 boys, starting with kind of 1, and then it led to 2, and then 3, 4. They're now teenage guys, and I've watched them grow up. And I think we both have realized that we both are called to make a difference and an impact in a few. Willie set out last Christmas to just gather some money together to get a couple of them some gifts they needed for Christmas. That just turned into Willie being more intentional to pour into these guys on a regular basis.
Just spending a lot of time with them, trying to teach them how to be godly men and just being an influence in their life.
We really wanted the covering of a ministry, and so we sought out JLF, and we established Partners in the Gospel. It's still very new and it's developing, but what it really looks like is being intentional and discipling and sharing the word and sharing life and eating. A lot of times just right around this table.
Yep.
And just doing life right here.
This is going to be a big impact, I know that, and it's a good part of it is because of the leadership we got in JLF. If we can have just a little impact in this generation, that it might spark a whole new generation that could change Jackson.
This is the place we're rooting. This is the community we're choosing to stake our lives and plant roots.
Walking together, sharing life.